Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Welcome. Okay. We're trying to find Chris Cruz right now. He's been strangely missing, and he might have forgotten that we start the show at 6 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah. Your microphone's not on, by the way. So
it sounds like that's actually the case. Anyway,
yeah, he might have forgotten. So he overslept.
Let's see.
You think?
Exactly. I just said that he was getting into his car now.
Oh wow.
So
jeez, and he lives like a ways from.
Here's the excuse.
Uh-huh.
My alarm didn't go.
Well, okay, yeah, the old my alarm didn't go off trick. All right.
Mm-hmm. You know, the thing is that most mornings I'm up before the alarm even goes.
Yeah,
off.
me too.
I set a safety alarm just because I don't necessarily trust myself because I'm so tired, but I'm always awake.
That was the case this morning for me.
Yeah, I'm always awake.
In fact, I forgot to turn it off. I was up so early, and so on the way in, the alarm went off on my iPad. And what is that? What is going on? Something wrong with my car?
So I wish he would have just said, I had a flat tire. I'm along the highway. I'll be there in a little bit. But nope.
Yeah. Had a serious car accident.
Right.
Something. But no.
My alarm didn't go off.
We're happy that he's okay.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Man. All right. So, Jeffy, obviously, in today for Keith. I think he's back tomorrow, right?
That's what I'm told.
I think that's, yeah. And we've got just a full slate of stuff again today to get into. There's hearings going on. Merrick Garland was being grilled yesterday.
Love him.
Oh, man, is he
Love
good?
him.
Is he ever good?
He's up there with Mayorkas for me. I'm not sure which one I dislike the most.
Really? Yeah, I know. They're both smarmy douchebags.
They sure are.
So, I don't know. It'd be hard to pick. Is there anybody in this administration you like? I can't think of a single person, frankly. Certainly at the very top with Biden himself. Oh, my gosh.
He leads the pack.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that.
I've discussed the fact that I dislike him with all the intensity of 10 trillion white-hot burning suns.
Yes.
But I don't hate because there's no room for hate in me. So I got that going for me. And then you got Kamala, who is terrible. And then the Merrick Garlands and the Alejandro Mayorkases of the world. You can't take any of them.
I know.
Yet
there they are.
And yet there they are.
There they are.
And I don't even like to look at them.
I think Mayorkas wins that for me. But
yeah,
it's
all right.
They're neck and neck.
The border,
face and face.
The border is secure.
That guy, man.
And by the way, the border is
not
worse
secure
than it's ever been. Did you see the line, the trail of people that were entering the nation?
The families?
Yesterday. The families.
The climate refugees? Is that what we're talking about?
Right. Fleeing because of natural disasters in their countries.
Right.
The women and children that are... No, it was almost all men, all military-age men just pouring across the border. Yeah. 4,000 in a day yesterday. 4,000. Just at Eagle Pass.
Right.
That's insane. But the border is secure.
It's almost like an invasion. No, it's not, though, because that would be...
because it would be so wrong to call it an invasion, despite the fact that it is an invasion. I mean, at this point, I don't have any qualms about calling it that, because it is. It is an invasion. Then there were 7,500 others, like I think just this week.
Yep. It's not pretty.
It's not. And this is,
pretty at all.
again, we're just talking about Eagle Pass, Texas.
Yeah, one entry port.
Yeah.
That's it. One entryway.
Now, Greg Abbott, our governor here, said that the Biden administration cut the razor wire and at the border with Mexico at Eagle Pass, and that's how so many of them were able to pour across.
Are we going to end up having a battle? And I just now started thinking about this actually, but are we going to have a battle with Texas National Guard and our own military?
Yeah, I don't know.
People, our own. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, other than cutting razor wire and just letting everyone come in, something has to be done.
Mm-hmm. Something does. And, Abbott said he sent more National Guard to the border and told them to repair the razor wire, put it back up. But I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, we need to do more. He needs to do more because the federal government is not doing the job. So it's incumbent on us to do it.
Yes.
And it needs to be done because it's completely out of control. In Staten Island, they're pissed off.
Yeah.
And they're meeting busloads of illegals that are trying to come into their city, and they're blocking them from coming in. Saying, go back. We don't want you here. You're not welcome here. Go back to Manhattan.
You're illegal. And they're arresting protesters.
Jeez.
And the funny part of that story to me was that the people on Staten Island are saying, we don't want you. Go back to Manhattan.
Yeah, that's
They're
funny.
not even telling you to leave the state or the country.
Right.
Just go back to another part of the city, okay? Not here.
Wait a minute. I thought you guys were so welcoming.
Right?
In New York and the surrounding area. I guess not.
We're welcoming, just not for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, when the shoe is on the other foot, it's a completely different story all of a sudden.
Sure is.
When you have to deal with being a border state, essentially, and you're not a border state, and now suddenly you have all the same problems, then it kind of wakes you up to what's going on, doesn't it?
And it's not even close to what's happening
Oh,
here
my
in
gosh.
the
No.
great state of Texas. So,
No.
I
mean, 4,000 in one place in one day. 4,000. They were just a never-ending stream, and almost all 18 to 34-year-old men. Almost all of them.
sure, yeah, there is not. Every so often, the mainstream media will show a woman and a baby.
Yeah.
Or a couple of girls.
Yeah.
A couple of females. Mm-hmm. But the
vast majority are men. And so I guess we're just supposed to believe that it's so bad for them where they came from. They have to be here. Well, okay, do it the right way then.
Yeah.
Immigrate
to them
legally.
They are, right? They're hopping a train to our southern border and then walking across.
Yeah, that's not
the
right way. That's
No.
And there's no effort at all involved in trying to do it the right way. There's just none. We're just going to come in and whether you like it or not, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing it. So, and you're not going to stop us. We already know that. So they just come. It's a madhouse. It's a nightmare at the border. The border is secure. Man, I mean those words sound more ridiculous than ever now. But Garland was testifying again yesterday, and he had this to say. Cut two. He had one. There's one set of laws for all.
That means we apply the same laws to everyone.
Sure you
There
do.
is not one set of laws for the powerful and another for the powerless, one for the rich and another for the poor, one for Democrats and another for Republicans, or different rules depending upon one's race or ethnicity or religion.
Well, that would be nice.
That sounds good.
Just not true. It's just obviously not true, and everybody knows it. Everyone knows it. I mean, that's just stupid. That's just ridiculous of him to sit there with a straight face and say that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Then he was asked some tough questions about the business dealings with Joe and Hunter and what is going on there.
Have you had personal contact with anyone at FBI headquarters about the Hunter Biden investigation?
I don't recollect the answer to that question, but the FBI works for the Justice Department.
What?
I'm sorry. You don't recollect. You don't recollect whether you've talked with anybody at FBI headquarters about an investigation of the president's son?
I don't believe that I did.
I mean, it's so common. It happens so often that, that particular thing, I've talked about to so many presidents about so many presidents' sons with the FBI that I can't remember in this specific instance.
I mean, they work
Are you
for
talking
the Department
about
of
Hunter
Justice.
Biden? Hunter Biden, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't think so.
You don't remember? What another obvious lie. Obvious lie. He doesn't remember. To me, that means he did.
Absolutely.
He absolutely did.
Look, they work for the Department of Justice, so I talked to them.
Yeah, right. These people. The lies have just stacked up so high that you can't believe a single thing they say. I mean, they don't have any credibility whatsoever.
Zero.
Jeez. It is mind-boggling. And yet they get away with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he says the right things, right? Now, obviously, we don't believe him, but then they are able to say, well, what he said. He said it. There's no double standard.
Right. Yeah, right.
No double or triple standard. He said it. Here's the quote. Okay. All right.
Well, you got us on that then, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he did say it. And are we supposed to challenge something he says? He's a high-ranking official in the U.S. government. How dare you question him?
Thank you.
How dare you? Meanwhile, the White House has changed their tune just a tad.
What?
On Joe's involvement with Hunter's business dealings. You notice this? Because initially it was Joe saying, I've never talked to my son about his business dealings.
Nothing.
I've never talked to him about it. And of course, we all knew that was a lie. But now they're not saying that anymore. What they're saying is that Joe has never been in business with his son and did not share profits. Oh,
wait.
Okay. Again, where's your credibility on this issue? Because before we were being told he never even talked to his son about business. Now you're saying he didn't share in the profits, but he did talk to him about his business. He knew what the business was. They discussed it, but he didn't share in the profits.
All right, so we're to believe, and obviously we talked about before. He's fine with selling Hunter down the river to cover him, 100%. But so now we're to believe that that Hunter and the family were trading on the Biden name, but it was all BS because I didn't do anything. I didn't receive any of the profits, and I didn't do anything. They were just telling people that I was going to do this stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Incredible. Incredible. Let's get to our daily grind of this president wandering around, not knowing what he's doing, saying bizarre things, forgetting where he is.
He's on fire.
Not being able to exit or, for that matter, enter a stage.
You can't keep up with this guy.
You can't. Oh, no. I mean, the 15 and 20-year-olds out and around the White House can't keep up with him. They can't. He's just too spry. He's too vigorous. Yes. He's too sharp. He's the best communicator. All the things we're told. It is stunning.
It sure is.
The lies are just stunning at how stupid they think we are. But here's Joe Biden walking onto the stage alone.
The President of the United States and the President of the Federated Republic of Brazil, accompanied by the Director General of the International Labor Organization.
There he is. And whoops. Did he come in prematurely?
I think he did.
Is that what happened?
He ran into the flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran into the flag and he let.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's back there. I mean, that's almost something Trump would do.
Yeah. Okay.
He's out there with who was it? The Brazil
president of Brazil.
Yeah, the Federation of Brazil, and it's just like, I'm coming out. Yeah, I know you're supposed to be on stage with me, but I'm coming out first. Okay,
yeah,
that's me.
Right, because he doesn't know. He can't follow directions.
No way, right? No way that Trump would have done it on purpose.
There's
guarantee. Not a chance.
No,
yes.
he did not do this on purpose.
There's no way.
He was informed as to how it was supposed to work.
Yes,
but can't retain that information in his head, as we discussed yesterday, and so he came out when he heard his name.
He walked shuffled out.
My name's the President of the United. That's my name. No, that's not your name. It's your title, my friend. I'm going to go out there now.
No, that is his name, I thought.
Then he started messing with his earpiece. This is fun. Okay.
Well, first of all, I would like to greet President Biden.
Yeah.
To say to President Biden, can you hear me, President Biden? This is a historical moment for Brazil and for the U.S. President Biden, can you hear me? You can? Yes, good.
Oh, no, there it goes. Drops out again. You can't.
There's the U.S. delegation that is here with me. I'd like to greet my wife that is also here. I'd like to greet the Brazilian trade unionists that came to my invitation by my labor minister, and I also like to greet the U.S. trade union leaders that are here.
This is embarrassing.
We always have a very good relationship, an extraordinary relationship with the U.S. labor movement.
Okay. Whole time.
Wow.
Standing there, messing with his earpiece. He can't figure out what's going on. The interpreter. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And he doesn't acknowledge him.
The president looks over like, okay. I didn't have this problem when China was in town. I'll tell you that. When we were meeting for BRICS, I didn't have this problem.
Incredible. I mean, that's amazing. Also, little teleprompter issue.
Oh, boy.
With the president.
A step toward this goal will work with leaders around the world to make sure that the Director General of the International Labor Organization, who's here with us today, to ensure that workers not only know their rights, but also have the tools to exercise their rights.
Okay. That's not that bad.
No, that wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that bad. We've seen much, much worse than that.
Oh, yes.
But then he was talking about the CLEAP supply canes.
It is? Oh.
The CLEAP supply canes? Is that what it was?
But we know our progress on these challenges depends on our workers. They will drive our clean energy transition. They will keep the global supply chains secure.
They will keep the global supply chains secure.
I mean, it's almost as if he's never seen the words he's ready to speak.
That's the thing.
Ever.
That's the thing. Go over the speech for the love of heaven. And I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do, actually. And he still can't get it right. Still can't. Unless he's just so arrogant that he thinks, I don't need to read that.
Which very well may be the case.
And it might be. Yeah, that might be the case. And then he gets to it, and he can't see it. He can't read it. He doesn't know what it says. He's trying to make it out, but he can't. And they can't make the print big enough for him to make it out.
The screens are only so big. What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to put like a movie theater screen 3 feet in front of his face in order for him to be able to read this stuff. I mean, they need to come up with some different situation, some way to help him through
Here's an
this.
idea. Let him just turn the teleprompter around and let us read what he's supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you. We're good.
I mean, seriously, if you worked for him right now, wouldn't you be working on some alternative method here? You'd have to, because it's such a disaster every time, everywhere he goes. And to me, I would be saying, all right, this isn't working. Okay? We got to figure something else out. Give him cue cards, give him a script. Give him something that he can actually see and read.
Right.
Go over it with him, make sure he understands what's on the page, make him say it back to you. I mean, you got to do something. But maybe they do all that, and it still can't happen for him.
These are actually busy days for him, and you know, they have the United Nations, and everyone's in town. So I mean, it's a busy day. I'm not downplaying what the man is attempting to do, but so I'm sure that they can only go over so much, and he
can't retain it.
It's not there.
So it might be because of his dementia or whatever his situation is in his head. It's just an unfixable situation. And this is why he should resign. He should go home to Delaware, where he spends most of his time anyway.
Right.
Go home and rehabilitate, relax, spend your last years, however many, maybe you've got 30 left. That'd be great.
Would it though?
Spend it in Delaware. Yes, away from us. I'm fine with that. Go to Rehoboth Beach and just chill.
Not as president, though.
Not as president. No, you've already resigned the office.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I don't care what you do, I don't care at all. Just go home. Just get out of our face. Stop destroying our country. Is that too much to ask? And he talked about climate change and jobs, of course. That's got to come up.
Folks, as I've told labor from the very beginning, when I think of climate change, I think of jobs.
Me too.
I mean, he does.
Yeah, he does. I know.
That's actually saying it out loud.
Jeez. When he thinks of climate change, he thinks of jobs. Okay. This whole jobs situation is so ridiculous that they're trying to give him credit for creating 13 million jobs in the last 2 years. Such nonsense. First of all those jobs, as we've talked about, have come back because the pandemic ended.
Right.
But no president, and especially not this one, really creates jobs. They can create an environment in which jobs can happen, I guess.
Well, that was the argument that they made over the gas prices, right?
Yeah.
Look, I can't really, the president really can't do anything about that much. Like you said, they can create the environment that, that enhances that.
If the economy's good, jobs will be created. But the president's not literally creating jobs through his policies. That's not happening. It's a stupid thing to claim. But they all claim it.
Yes.
But this goes for Republicans too. They're not creating jobs from the office of the presidency. So stop with that nonsense. He's created 13 million jobs. Shut up. No, he hasn't. He hasn't created a single job. And in fact, I think he's probably hampered the creation of jobs, if anything.
100% hampered the creation of jobs.
Man.
We hear that from business leaders all the time.
We do. Yes, we do. Through destruction of the economy, it hampers the creation of jobs. And the interest rates that are sky high right now, geez, it's still not coming down.
Nope.
It's going on, 2 years of continual increases?
Now, they met yesterday, right? They didn't raise it.
But
they said the interest rates were going to be there for a while, right?
Yeah. They said it's going to be longer. They're going to be higher longer. Oh, good. Thank you for that. Good. Because this is perfect timing for me trying to sell my house. This is the perfect time.
I thought you gave up on that.
No, well, we did for now, but we want to sell it. We want to try again in the spring or summer. But I think the spring is better.
Things will be better then.
Yeah.
Everything's better in the spring.
Everything's going to be fine in, let's say, March. By March, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Right? It's an election year, though, so I don't know if they're, maybe they'll put pressure on the Federal Reserve to bring the interest rates down.
To look better. It's that is possible.
So that's my one hope, really. Because they're aren't they about 7% right now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know the exact number. Easy enough to find out.
Who wants
but
to take out a home loan at 7%? Mine is in the 2s. I think 2.8 or 2.9 or something. 7?
If past history
history is always past.
Gives us anything, that would be when I would buy, and I would sell when it was 2.
Well, that's exactly right.
I'm just saying that
That's
not
exactly
that
right.
ever happened before, but it has.
Yes, that's true. That is true. That's the way I do it too. What I love to do is buy high and sell low. And sadly, that's pretty much the way it's worked out.
Really sad.
Every single time.
I know.
So he also had a stage exit to execute yesterday.
Oh,
so
boy.
This should be fun.
Okay, bye everybody. I'll salute you, but not the Marines. Okay, here I go.
Okay, he did that all right.
That wasn't bad.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not the worst we've seen, that's for sure. Do we have that one from yesterday that we showed? The one exit that was so bad, where he turned to the left, turned to the right, stood up, sat down, fight. He had no idea where he was or where he should go. Or
that happens more times than not.
Oh, it does.
I mean,
it's incredible.
And we noticed now, when he was, I forget where he was at, but they have the guardrails up to the little stage that they build now on both sides. And remember, he went up one side, and when he was done, he looked like, "Which way do I go? I'll go." And he went off and he came off the other way.
Yes. Yes. And his handlers are always, the Secret Service is always there trying to guide him, and he still can't do it.
He's coming down the wrong side.
Wrong side again. Go get him. Somebody go get him. Somebody get on the stage and get the president. That's got to be a tough job.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's tough enough if you've got a president with a sound mind. This guy has to be an absolute nightmare to guard. Absolute nightmare. Then I guess he told us he wasn't supposed to speak again. I don't know who's bossing him around. Is it Jill? Jill's telling him what to do.
This is so funny.
Yeah, he loves this. Check this out.
President, I couldn't agree with you more. I know I'm not supposed to speak again, but my dad used to have an expression.
Oh, boy, this is why you're not supposed to speak.
I was growing up. My father had an expression.
Did he?
My father did not have a college degree, but he was a well-read man, and he worked very hard his whole life. You say, Joe, a job is about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity.
Oh, that's powerful.
It's about self-respect.
Wow.
It's about being able to look your children in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it.
Okay.
Now, he's told that story before.
Yes, he has.
He has told that story before.
Yes,
Well, it's not that bad of a story, but it is interesting how I know I'm not supposed to speak
It's better than
anymore.
most.
I know I'm not supposed to speak anymore.
Yeah, he did it again.
Yeah. And the handlers, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
Please, Mr. President, don't act like people are bossing you around. Who's telling you what to do? And by the way,
we just don't want you to speak and tell stupid stories.
Ted Cruz yesterday said the person bossing him around and really in control is Barack Obama.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Because we have...
Isn't it, though?
We have surmised that.
We have. And, they've got Susan Rice right there at all times.
Is she still there? I thought I saw where she was
Did she leave?
hitting the bricks.
I don't
know
think
that.
She has yet.
Okay.
But we could look into that.
It's certainly...
See if it's happened already.
I know she certainly has been there. She very well still may be there, but I thought she...
you thought she left?
I thought she was hitting the bricks. She had enough.
I don't know if Barack would allow him.
Oh, that's a good point.
To get rid of her. But yeah, it's interesting. And there was a statement from Obama years ago that he made to somebody who was interviewing him. I got to find this. We'll do this coming up here in a minute because it's pretty interesting given what we're seeing now. He talked about actually being the man, the power behind the scenes.
Oh.
We'll tell you about that next. Oh, and we'll get to a Fat Five with Jeffy.
Awesome.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Triple 933 Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram, Threads. If anybody was there, does Threads exist if nobody's
Threads
there?
Is dead.
It's like a tree falling in the woods when nobody's around. Does it make any sound? No. And neither does Threads. So, but do subscribe to our YouTube page, please. YouTube.com/Pat Gray. Make sure you hit the bell. That way you'll be notified when we've got fresh, fun, wonderful things to share with you when things get published. And then we would appreciate it if you'd subscribe and rate and leave a podcast review of five stars on iTunes or Spotify. And, of course, blazetv.com/Pat. When you use the promo code PAT, you get 10% off your subscription at Blaze TV. And your subscription gets you access to everything. All of Glenn's special shows, all of our specials, the overtime segment that we do every day that's really fun, and every host has an overtime segment. So you get access to all of that. blazetv.com/Pat, promo code PAT. Now, I was talking about the thing Ted Cruz said yesterday about Barack Obama being in charge.
Right.
In the context of that story, and I thought I put it in the show prep, and I didn't. I don't know where I put it. But they talked about an interview he did when he was asked, hey, would you like to do a third term? Something to that effect. And he said, if I could be just wearing my sweats in my basement and I had an earpiece, whoever is the face of the administration had an earpiece and I can just tell him what to say and do, I'd like that a lot, because he liked the process of doing things like that, being in that power position. And then if he could do it and not have to wear a suit and tie every day, he would love it. Well, so that's exactly what's going on now, allegedly.
Right.
Behind the scenes, he's directing the show. What do you want to bet? That's exactly what's happening. And he telegraphed it years ago on an interview.
This is Ted on his podcast, and this whole thing is about Michelle coming in to be president.
Big Mike?
I don't like it. Yes.
Yeah. We don't want Big Mike to be president.
We do not.
We don't want that. No. So that would be a bad thing.
No, we do not.
I don't know. I'm starting to worry about the rumblings we're hearing about Big Mike, because she has always said she's not interested. And I'm hoping and praying that continues to be the case, because she wins. I really believe she wins if she runs. For whatever reason, Americans like her.
They love her.
And wait, you shouldn't. Just like Megyn Kelly said the other day, when she kind of directed her comments to Michelle and said, yeah, people don't like you because you don't like America. It's true. How many times do you have to be shown her enmity for this country? She's besmirched it time after time after time. Of course, the most famous one is when she said she was proud of her country after her husband got nominated. For the first time in her adult life, she was proud of her country. Wow. That's amazing. So, anyway, please stay out of politics, Big Mike.
Please.
Just content yourself with the $100 million deals you've got going with Netflix and whoever.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's tough to... I realize, living at the White House and being president and first lady has its perks.
Yes, sure.
But so does, being able to take off and do what you want whenever you want.
You bet.
And
decide your own schedule.
Yes.
You don't have that opportunity.
No, you do
not.
In
the presidency. You
and
just
you just
don't.
Call up your friend and say, we thought we wanted to go on vacation, but Barack hasn't bought me a yacht yet. So can we borrow yours?
And look at their life. Now, remember these?
I know.
This is the victimized couple.
They still had student debt.
Had the student loan debt that they still had for their Ivy League educations. Yes. They only got that paid off like several years into his Senate seat, I think. Right? And so they were just destitute, and now they're 100 millionaires. So enjoy your place in Martha's Vineyard and Washington, D.C., and Chicago, and Hawaii. Enjoy those places and stay out of.
And we see them. I joked about the yacht, but I forget whose yacht they were on the last time they were on vacation.
They have access to yachts anytime they want, which is nice. It's nice. There's a lot of yacht owners just like the ability to say, "Yeah, I allowed Barack and Michelle to use my yacht
what are you gonna
last
do?
week."
What are you gonna do? Is just sitting there?
Yeah,
Dust.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was happy to let them use my $500 million yacht.
Yes, it's only it's only like 80,000 a day to have that thing up and running. Yeah. So we're fine. No, we don't even worry about it.
I spit at $80,000 a day.
I called. I made sure the whole crew is there.
I poop that much every day. So that's the life they lead. Continue to lead it and leave the rest of us
That's a good
alone.
life, I'll tell you that.
Will you please? That'd be great.
I mean, I'm not a fan of them by any means, but
oh my gosh, no.
I wish I had a yacht friend.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
Wouldn't mind that at all.
I would not mind a yacht friend at all. I could not find that stupid Obama. I'm looking at this.
Dang it.
I'm looking for the Ted Cruz thing.
So the Cruz thing, the comments came from his podcast, did it?
Yeah, he talked about how, Michelle is possibly parachuting in and how he believed that Obama is running things. But I know what you were looking for, and I don't. Oh, here we go. Well, this is it. Wait a minute. I've said this before. Obama explained. People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish you had a third term? I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or a front woman,
so good,
and had an earpiece in, I was just in my basement with my sweats looking through the stuff, and I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I found the work fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't,
Yeah,
Barack.
no kidding. We found it horrifying. And catastrophic.
Yeah, he just hates wearing a tie every day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, this is it right here.
But he loves the power. That is essentially what he's saying.
Yeah.
I love being in charge of the world.
Yep.
But I don't like to put on the tie. Oh, okay. Well, then just continue and he's doing it right now.
Yep.
You can tell that's what transpired. He's got an empty suit in Joe Biden, and he just controls the thing from behind the scenes. Good for him. Congratulations on that.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So I guess yesterday Biden was supposed to ask the press to leave. Did he not do that? Here's cut 26. No.
Going crazy.
Yes.
They're supposed to say, we're supposed to ask the press to leave a long time ago. But I want to say one more thing. Our Secretary of Treasury pointed out, the Treasury Department did a significant report and pointed out that, and this is a fact,
it's a fact.
When organized labor is engaged and involved, everyone does better.
No, that's not a fact.
That's not a fact at all.
Now, at one time, there was a time and place for organized labor. That time and place has definitely come and gone.
It does seem that way.
Yes. That's just a communist organization, pretty much. Most of the big unions are just communism. They're places where communism thrives, and that they can control things from inside their organization. They can tell politicians what to do because, as much as people complained on the left about the Koch brothers and how much they contributed to certain campaigns, nobody contributes to Democrats more than organized labor and the unions.
Right. It's a wash.
They're pissed off at Biden
other
right
than
now.
Ukraine now. But
Right. Yes, right. But they're pissed at Biden because he's made conditions for them tough. I mean, they're not even fans of his now.
No. And no, not at all. And he was sending his people to Detroit, the White House officials to Detroit, and then they said, no. I would just deal with it from D.C.
Yeah.
We're not going to go.
Right.
Look, I'm all behind you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all behind you guys. In fact, I just got done saying how strong I thought the workers were before I kicked the press out. So,
but I was supposed to kick him out and send him out a long time ago.
Right, I didn't let that happen.
That's what my my masters told me, but I forgot to do it. Now I'm going to be in trouble.
I'm going to be in trouble now by them. So that's not good.
Speaking of being in trouble, Megyn Kelly's in trouble again with with Donald Trump.
Oh,
yeah, she's in trouble with Donald Trump. He didn't like the interview and he called her nasty again.
It's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
Trump.
Former President Trump. You got no one to blame but yourself for the Megyn Kelly interview. She was asking legitimate questions. I mean, totally legitimate and not even hard questions. What's a woman? Can a woman become a man? Those are not hard questions.
And questions we've all want answered from our candidates.
Yes. It was his terrible answers that got him into trouble, not Megyn Kelly.
So you're a nasty person.
That was not directed at Megyn.
No, that was directed at me because I'm saying that he should have been better in that interview. But he's the victim now. He's made himself the victim of her nastiness. No.
Well, of course.
It's the fact that you couldn't define whether or not a man can become a woman and a woman become a man. That's a problem to conservatives.
You refuse to admit that there may have been an issue with the vaccine.
Yeah. Oh, and the abortion thing was not good. He called the ban at 6 weeks by Ron DeSantis in Florida terrible.
Did he actually say Ron DeSantis? Or?
No, he said Ron DeSantis.
I don't understand.
Of course, which I also hate. That's just
I don't understand
ridiculous.
What that is at all.
I don't get it. He thinks it's fantastic, and so he keeps doing it. But if you're not going to have a strong pro-life stance, I don't know that I want you as my nominee. He is, and I think we briefly mentioned this, but what he's trying to do, I think, is fairly obvious. He wants to now reach out to the Democrat base
because he thinks MAGA's there.
And he's
MAGA's
right.
there,
and he's right. He's got the MAGA supporters, and he has most of the Republican voters' support, and he's not going to lose that. He thinks. But now you got to reach out to independents and Democrats, and that's why he's equivocating on abortion and transgenderism. But that's gonna, at least for me, that makes it a little iffy then.
And it's not going to bring them on board for you anyway,
it's not.
Donald. I'm sorry, Mr. Former President. It's not gonna bring them on board for you. It just isn't.
No.
They don't like you. In fact, most of them can't stand you. They despise you.
They do.
So no matter what you do, it's not going to matter.
Nope. So you better pay more attention to your base and getting more Republican support. I was just reading from some Democrat strategist, and he said, look, both parties, whoever the nominee is from the Democrats or the Republicans, they've already got 46%. We're just fighting over the rest now. And so that's what he's, so that's 92% of voters already committed, already made up their minds. I'm not voting for any Democrat. The Democrats aren't voting for any Republican. So that other 8%, that other 8% is what you're trying to get now. And that's hard to do without losing some of your 46%. Right? So you've got some decisions to make. Do I take a strong stand, a strong pro-life stand? Do I talk about the reality that women can't be men and men can't be women? Do I dare say that and just keep my support? Maybe help others. Maybe some of that 8% will realize, you know what, that's true. And I respect his position on that. You got to make that calculation somewhere along the way. And
good luck.
Good luck on it, yeah.
Good luck.
DeSantis has made his choice.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yes, he has. It will be interesting to see.
But again, it's not Megyn Kelly's fault. But he's obviously upset with her because she had the nerve to ask him things we wanted to know about.
Yeah, and the fallout from that interview was not that was obviously through his eyes Megyn Kelly's fault. She didn't bow down and throw me easy questions. That didn't happen.
Right.
But so we're going to blame Megyn Kelly, which isn't the case. But okay.
Nope. But good for her for having him on again. I mean, you're kind of taking his wrath into your hands and just you realize you're going to have to ride it out. So we'll see. Anyway, did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor mental health, and lower productivity?
Poor sleep can do that?
Yeah, it can. Yeah. And that's sleeping less than 6 to 7 hours a night. That's linked to reduced white blood cell count. And, of course, those protect our bodies against illness and disease. So sleep is really the foundation of our mental and physical health. Let me introduce you to Beam Dream. We've been raving about Beam Dreams powder. They're healthy hot cocoa for sleep. And today, because you're listening to this show, bless your heart for that, you can get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder. Their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar, and it's now available in delicious flavors like sea salt caramel, cinnamon cocoa, and chocolate peanut butter.
Yes, please.
And yes, better sleep has never tasted better than this. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. This could be your case as well. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time, go to shopbeam, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat at checkout, and you save big. That's shopbeam, shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat for 40% off.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thanks for joining us. 888-933-93, Pat Unleashed on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But let me take a minute and talk about your investments. It's no secret we're in a culture war unlike anything this country's ever seen before. We fight every day for our values, for our kids in school, in our churches, for our morality and freedom of religion, and, politically, to try to keep the left from turning this into a Marxist society. I don't know if you realize or you've even given it much thought about what your investments are leading to if you're invested, with BlackRock or Vanguard and you let them control your money. Let me just share what BlackRock's CEO, Larry Fink, had to say about you and your freedom.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies.
Yeah.
You have to force behaviors.
Oh, you have to
force. At BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh. So there you go. At BlackRock, they're forcing behaviors. If you think that's a bad thing, like I do, you got to do something about that. Invest elsewhere with Constitution Wealth. Constitution Wealth aims to empower American patriots through wealth management services. Investing estate planning, tax planning, and charitable giving. And they invested into things that you're passionate about and that align with your values. Constitution Wealth will support aligning your values with your financials because they understand that there's a lot at stake here. They're not going to be investing in companies like Bud Light, for instance. You know, if we all did this and banded together, we could vote out all these CEOs like Larry Fink at BlackRock and the head of Vanguard, and we could change the world through investing. Go with a company that respects liberty and freedom and believes in your freedom of choice, and they want you to fulfill your God-given potential. Constitution Wealth. They're looking for like-minded people who are ready to invest and potentially change the financial landscape and our world. Book a free consultation at constitutionwealth.com/Pat. That's constitutionwealth.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, we've been talking about some of the candidates for president and what's going on politically. I just read a headline this morning that Nikki Haley, here's the headline, Nikki Haley continues her pitch perfect campaign. They love her. The mainstream media and the left love her because she's so moderate, isn't she? She's really reasoned. And her tone is fantastic.
Is it, though?
Is it?
Is
yeah,
it,
is
though?
it? They love her because she's conforming to the point of view that we should be involved in everybody else's business and that our abortion stance, our pro-life stance is hurting us as a party and as conservatives.
And I tell you, the one thing that was Nikki Haley, whatever. I mean, whatever to Nikki Haley. I'm a woman. Let a woman do it. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Yes. Well, because if you got a problem, a man will talk about it. A woman will do something. Wasn't it something along those lines?
That. Whatever.
Yeah.
And whatever. And I appreciate the woman doing something in the kitchen. But
how did I see that coming? How did I know those three words in the kitchen were coming? How did I know that?
I don't know. I could change it up if you like in the laundry room. Okay.
So you're not just saying they can only be in the kitchen.
I'm not relegating them to one room.
No, they could wander off to the laundry room too. I think totally reasonable.
Okay,
Jay. Completely reasonable.
But she really ticked me off when DeSantis was in the heat of the battle against Disney, still kind of is. But, come to South Carolina. Come to South Carolina.
Oh, my gosh, that's right.
Shut up.
Oh, man.
That's not even what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, is this what we want? A warmongering, weak on abortion establishment rhino? I don't want that. And I'm not going to settle for that. And again, the primary season is when you choose a great candidate.
That's what it's there for, right?
Yes.
Supposed to be anyway.
Yes. We don't have to settle for a Nikki Haley type. There's too many other good choices in this race. Please look into their background and their policy issues right now. If abortion is an important issue to you, if allowing babies to be born is an important issue, then I don't see how Nikki Haley could be your person. She wants to moderate. She wants to equivocate. There's no room for that in the pro-life movement. There's no room for that. You know? It just doesn't... It's not right. It's not right. And we did it the other way for far too long because we were afraid of alienating and upsetting the apple cart. Well, it's time to turn the apple cart over.
And where did that get to?
Yeah, it got us here to where we have 64 million babies aborted. 64 million. So, do your homework. It's going to be up to you, right? You're a big boy or girl, and you can make up your own mind.
It doesn't sound like you have a lot of confidence.
No, I do. I think people are going to choose the right thing. and the right person, and it's not Nikki Haley.
But you go ahead and make your own choice.
Yeah, you go ahead. Your own choice. Yeah. Don't let me sway you. But
it's not
shouldn't be Nikki Haley. So, you know who's running a lot of ads lately is Doug Burgum.
He sure is, and he might not make the cut.
Gosh, he didn't make the cut, I think. I think that's already done.
Okay, because I saw a headline where they were talking about him possibly not making the cut.
He and Asa Hutchinson are out.
Well, goodbye to Asa. Asa should have been out to begin with. But
Should've.
Doug, a lot of things that Doug says, I like.
Yeah, it's just
he's running a lot, but his ad campaign is heavy.
It's a lot on Fox, man. He is really running a heavy schedule. He must have some cash, and I know that he's probably funding some of it himself.
For sure.
Because he's a rich guy.
Yeah.
He can do that, I guess. But how much are you willing to spend to try to get to the president? Or for him, not to even get to the presidency, but to get to 1%.
Right.
If you have to spend $100 million to get to 1%, you might be doing it wrong.
Here, I disagree. And Doug, I think you should send me $1 million, and I will help you.
Talk about him. You could commit to talking about him every day. Every day.
Get to your 1% every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one will be part of Bergamentum more than me. Okay.
Would you support him?
Only $1 million.
Would you support him as strongly as you support zoos? Because I know nobody supports zoos more than you do.
I mean,
right?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know why you.
It is a fact.
I don't like the tone that you used, but yeah, you know what? Yes, I would.
My tone was incredibly.
Yes, I would. And look, Jim
respectful.
Gilmore isn't going to run.
No, apparently
he
not.
should.
Apparently not. That dream seems to have ended.
It is. So, Doug, I'm here for you.
Okay. Nice.
Just $1 million.
All right, let's get back to that hearing yesterday.
Oh yeah, nightmare.
Where Merrick Garland was being grilled. Here's Congressman Bishop on the statute of limitations, asking him about that.
To interfere with, did not investigate, did not
See, those are
determinations.
statements in response to other questions. Everybody in the country now knows who's paying attention to this, that the Justice Department permitted statutes of limitations to expire. Every lawyer who's ever practiced understands the implications of allowing statutes of limitations to expire. Do you not even know as you sit here whether that occurred or not?
Prosecutors make appropriate determinations on their own. In this case, I left it to Mr. Weiss whether to bring charges or not. That would include whether to let statute of limitations expire or not, whether there was sufficient evidence to bring a case that was subject to the statute of limitations or not, whether there were better cases to bring or not.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
Oh, of course. Yeah, because he's getting to the bottom of things.
I love that.
Sorry, your time's up.
Sorry.
Well, we'd love you to get to the bottom of this. Yes, but we can't because
no time.
No time.
There's no time.
Jeez. Jim Jordan also grilled him a bit on the statute of limitations.
Intentional decision to say we're going to let the statute of limitations lapse. And I want to know who decided that and why they did it.
Me too.
Mr. Weiss was a supervisor of the investigation at that time and at all times. He made the appropriate decisions, and you'll be able to ask him that question, and he will.
You know why they did it? Everyone knows why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
May not say it, but everyone knows why they did it. They didn't. Those tax years. That dealt with that involved the president. It's one thing to have a gun charge in Delaware. That doesn't involve the president of the United States. But Burisma, oh my. That goes right to the White House. We can't have that. And we can slow walk this thing along. We can even extend the statute of limitations, and then we can intentionally let it lapse. And we know this investigation was slow. Here's what everyone said. Shapley said, DOJ slow walked the investigation. Ziegler, slow walking in the approvals of everything. This happened at the Delaware's attorney's office and DOJ tax level. Mr. Sobocinski, the FBI agent, said, I would have liked to see things move faster. Ms. Holly said the same. Every witness we've talked to said this thing was slow walked, and we know why. They slow walked it long enough to let the statute of limitations run so they wouldn't have to get into Burisma.
How dare you?
Interesting.
Isn't it, though?
Interesting. One other thing in that clip that drives me insane, and I know it's just a little thing, but Garland is testifying. He's got his bottle of water next to him, and the cap is off. And it's driving me insane. I can't.
What?
Put the cap on. Put the cap on.
That is
Put the cap on.
Serious OCD right there.
What are we doing? It could spill.
Why? Why do you care?
I don't know. It just drives me insane.
Too many germs getting in there?
No, it could spill.
Put the cap on.
Put the cap on.
He didn't want the cap on because then he'd have to take it off to get a little drink that he might need. You know, he's being grilled pretty hard. He's probably got cotton mouth.
Put the cap on.
Matt Gaetz talked about shell companies yesterday. Asked about it. Here's how that went. Cut
Do you
10.
know about the money that moved through Rob Walker's shell companies, yes or no?
As I have said repeatedly, I have left these matters to Mr. Weiss. I've not intruded. I've not interfered. I've not tried to find out what he knows.
It's like you're looking the other way on purpose because everybody knows this stuff's happening. And you know what? People don't pay bribes to not get something in return, right? The China initiative resulted in the convictions of a Harvard professor, of someone at Monsanto. So we were working against the Chinese. They paid the Bidens. And now you're sitting here telling me that North Korea is the big threat.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, but is that going to matter? No. And, you know, he just left it all up to Weiss.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with it.
Get out of here.
I run the joint.
Yes, right.
But, no.
And on something this important, you never talk to him about it?
No, I delegated, and then I let it alone.
Uh-huh.
I have other things to do.
So you have no curiosity about the president's son and that investigation?
But I like to let my employees work on their own.
Okay.
And I gave everything to Weiss, and I said, it's all you.
Okay.
And what he did, he made the choices. Those people made their choices.
Huh. And did they do a good job, or should they all be fired?
That's not for me to say right now.
But aren't you their boss?
I can get back
You're their boss. How is that not for you to say?
I can get back down that on the reviews that I wrote about their
So
jobs.
you will circle back on that?
If you'd like.
Oh, I would like.
I don't have the reports in front of me now.
Yeah, that's weird because you could have any report in front of you at all times. If you have something called, it's kind of a newfangled thing, the computer. Have you ever heard of a computer?
I have, but I did bring one.
Really? Okay. Huh. Weird. Yeah. You didn't think you'd be asked questions here?
I did, but I didn't know that you'd want to know employee reports and reviews.
Sure. Or about the president's son's illegal activities. You didn't know that we'd want to...
Well, I absolutely understood that you were going to ask me about that, but I left that up to Weiss. I don't know why you're worried about me.
You know what they should do is have Weiss in there with Garland.
There's an idea.
Why not have them both side by side, and then, okay, you got to ask Weiss about that.
Oh, is that right?
All right.
Oh, is that right,
Weiss.
Mr. Garland?
Boom. Right there.
Yes.
Why don't you do it that way? Do you really want to get to the bottom of this?
I do,
not?
but we're out of time.
We're all out of time. In fact, we are. So I got to take a minute and tell you about Nugenix. If you're ready to, thank you. If you're ready to boost your testosterone, get your old self back, Nugenix Total T is offering a complimentary bottle when you text 231231 and then enter the keyword unleashed. If you're ready to get back into shape, to get back the energy that you had when you were younger. Because the problem is, as we age, as men, you start losing the testosterone level. So that's, of course, the man hormone. We lose that fire. It's harder to feel as alive and energetic and be as active. It's even harder to stay in shape. Well, now you can get that old fire back with Nugenix. If you want more energy, more power to fight the negative physical effects of aging, you can get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. When you text 231231, enter the keyword unleashed. Do it now, and you'll also get a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest and most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you lose weight fast and get lean fast. Text 231231, enter the keyword unleashed. Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand by primary care physicians based on an independent survey conducted by IQVIA in 2022.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Ah, yeah. So much going on. Oh, man. So much humiliation and embarrassment being caused by this president.
Oh, man.
He seriously can't do anything right.
the guy.
He can't take care of protocol things. He's insulting our friends. He's pissing off our enemies. It's really bad. Really bad. Please get him out of office before he does irreparable damage to this country.
It may be too late for that.
Man.
I know. Okay, so let's believe that it's not too late.
Let's believe that. I choose to. So, yes.
But he's done a lot of damage already.
He sure has.
And we played the clip earlier of him walking on stage with the president of Brazil,
Da Silva,
and the International Labor Organization. Yeah, he walks out.
Okay, so listen to the introduction.
Director General of the International Labor Organization
bumps into the Brazilian flag,
and he didn't wait for the others. This was a joint press conference.
I know this is a little off topic, but it really pisses me off. Where is the Ukrainian flag being represented right there? There's America, there's Brazil. Why don't you also have the Ukrainian flag flying high right there? Why?
I don't know.
I am really hacked off about it.
But this didn't have anything.
I guess you support Vladimir Putin. I guess you love Russia now, huh?
Actually, Brazil kind of does. But anyway.
They do. They're part of BRICS.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So anyway.
So he walked out there. Then you remember he was fumbling with his earpiece, couldn't hear.
Right.
And the president of Brazil, what's his name again?
Da Silva.
Yeah.
Luis Da Silva.
He was a little upset with that. Could you hear me, Mr. President? And he didn't answer. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little upset by.
Here's that part.
I got it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
I
would like to greet President Biden.
I mean, look, he's already bad.
Yeah, he is.
And to say to President Biden, can you hear me, President Biden? This is a historical moment for
and
Brazil.
He doesn't respond at all.
And for the U.S.
Historical moment for
President
Brazil.
Biden, can you hear me?
I can't.
Can? Yes, good.
That's sort of a
and so,
half-assed. Yeah.
Yes, good.
Then at the end of this thing,
so he's out there with it was a historical thing with the labor organization director, the International Labor Organization director, General Gilbert Huangbo. And they were out there on the stage all together, and it was a joint speech. He's already mad, right? Biden just went out there without going. They didn't all walk out there together, ran into the flag, couldn't hear him. Now it's over. And Gilbert Huangbo wraps up, and you'll see Joe shakes his hand and then leaves. Yeah, good stuff. And the president of Brazil shakes his hand and leaves his hand. Oh!
Yeah. Did you see
Da
Silva?
Pissed.
He was visibly pissed.
Yeah. I mean, he went to shake his hand.
Watch this. He salutes the crowd. Okay, yeah, screw you. Is really essentially what he just gestured there. That's interesting. Watch this. Yeah, get out of here and beat it. Because he didn't shake his hand, and he's admitted to being upset about that, right?
I mean, holy cow.
Wow. Do we have a quote from him on him being upset about it?
It said
Or does it just say, in generally, he looked like he was mad? Because he wouldn't admit that, right, to reporters afterwards? Yeah, I was really pissed off at the president.
That's exactly what he said. No, he didn't admit that. Yeah, no.
Direct quote.
It wasn't a full statement, but it was the vibe.
Man.
The vibe of the room.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, again, he's just an embarrassment to this nation. But also, he's dangerous. He's, you talk about white supremacy as our biggest threat. No, he is by far our biggest threat. Wow. Ugly. It's ugly.
This is where we're at in America right now. Okay, in this story, and it doesn't quote Mr. Brazil, the guy from Brazil. What's his name again?
Luis Da Silva.
Yeah, the story it says instead he simply waved to the audience, talking about President Biden, and awkwardly saluted before he shuffled off the stage. That's quote from the story. I mean,
and what news service is that?
The
Post?
Is it New York?
New
Yeah,
York
this
Post.
is New York Post.
Okay, yeah, the Post would say shuffle off.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys are saying his name wrong. It's Luis Ignacio Lula de Silva.
Oh, okay. He's, like we knew that.
That's what we said.
It's only a 2-hour show. Didn't have time enough to say it all, you know.
We were going to.
Yeah, we were going to, but it's too time consuming. We couldn't do it.
We're out of time.
So isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? 81 million votes. Let's not forget that. I mean, the most popular person of all time.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Nobody's ever garnered 81 million votes for anything, anytime, anywhere by anybody, except Joe Biden. He's the most popular person in the history of mankind. And I don't want to hear anything different. Okay? All right.
This United Nations meeting going on in New York, and they're all there for the climate, the climate struggles that we're facing. I mean, that's the whole reason that they're having this big gathering.
How long is the secretary?
Not very long. The UN chief with his opening, I think it's only about 11 or 12 seconds. We have time.
Yeah,
for
let's see it.
His words are powerful.
Our focus here is on climate solutions, and our task is urgent.
It's urgent.
Humanity has opened the gates of hell.
There you go.
What?
There you go. Humanity has opened the gates of hell.
Wow. The existential threat thing is not strong enough rhetoric now. Now we've opened up the gates of hell. Wow. Incredible.
Most definitely is.
More coming up in just a minute, including the Fat Five.
Humanity has opened the gates of hell.
Unleashed.
Don't forget to follow us on all kinds of socials, including X/Twitter. Or the website formerly, or the application formerly known as Twitter.
I thought we were going to stop that.
Also, Instagram, which is tied into Threads, right? Don't you have to you have Instagram to get Threads?
Yes.
And then if you try to delete Threads, you've also deleted Instagram.
Yeah. They say they fixed that glitch.
Oh,
they
did
said
they?
they fixed
A glitch. They did that.
Yeah, it
on
was a
purpose.
glitch. And I will say that when I got my new phone, when I updated it, Threads didn't open back up with the app. I need a password and everything to open it back up, and I have not opened it back up.
Oh, wow.
But I still get...
How are you able to function on a daily basis?
I still get Threads updates on my Instagram feed.
Thank goodness.
About some things that are happening on Threads.
All right. So that's how you survived this ordeal?
To try to drive me back. But I haven't done it yet.
Wow. You've got the willpower of steel. To resist getting back on Threads.
I mean, it's clear that I have a strong willpower.
Yeah, it's very clear. It's so obvious. Do you have the willpower, though, to resist Kexi cookies? You know, where you could get those at Kexi.com, KEKSI.com. I mean, are you into the pumpkin spice thing?
Not really.
No. I mean, most people are, and that's why we have one.
The thing is, am I going to turn one down?
Probably not.
Probably not.
And you probably wouldn't turn down the caramel apple pie
I for sure
cookie
would not
either,
turn that down.
Right? With apple cider and homemade caramel. Oh, it's so good. If you like nuts, the maple pecan is out.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll have that.
The s'mores cookie with the marshmallow fluff center.
Sure.
Chocolate
Twist
chips.
my arm.
Drizzled in chocolate, topped with marshmallows. Delicious. You will never regret your purchase. Go to Kexi.com and make yours today. Plus, the mini cookies are back, too. Because the big ones, you know, the big gourmet, those are like a dessert meal, aren't they? A lot of people just cut them up a little bit. And
I cut into 4 pieces.
That's a foreign concept, of course, to Jeff.
Like a dessert meal? Mm-hmm. Is that real?
It's real.
People actually think that?
I made it real.
If I were to walk into a home, let's say someone had a home like I don't know. It was owned by Chris Cruz.
Okay.
And he just got done saying, I don't know if he did it on the air or in my ear.
I did. I cut it into four pieces.
I'd leave.
Yes.
Would you?
Here's
just turn around, walk out the door.
What are we
I'll give you the
doing?
4 pieces. So you can
Okay.
literally make the cookie
All
back
right.
together, but 4 pieces is plenty. 2 pieces, I'm already like, ooh, I should have not eaten that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm too full.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, clearly.
Me too.
You're all about restraint. I think we all know and
I've
understand
lived a life
that.
of moderation.
Yes.
Everything in moderation. That's my motto.
Nobody supports moderation more than Jeff Fisher. Is that safe to say?
That is. That's very safe to say, yes.
And here's another thing that's safe to say. Poland no longer supports Ukraine militarily. They're not going to send any more weapons. They're done.
Wow.
How about that? Poland. Like, they're connected at the hip, Poland and Ukraine.
But enough is enough?
Enough is enough. But they also have a rift over agricultural exports with them. But their prime minister said, we no longer transfer weapons to Ukraine because we're now arming Poland. That's what our president should be saying about this country.
Yes.
We're done with arming Ukraine. We're done with it because it's starting to hurt us, and I won't have that. I'm sorry if you don't like the America First policy, but that's what we have. Wouldn't it be nice
That would
to
be
hear that?
great.
That's not going to be heard until
Not from
there's
this president.
somebody else in office. But
Yeah. Not from this brother. There's not a chance he says that.
he also added, Ukraine is defending itself against the brutal Russian attack, and I understand this situation, but as I said, we will protect our country. Makes sense.
It sure does.
Sorry, that enough said there. Yes. Jeez. Instead, we just continue to give them whatever they want and more. And more, really. And, of course, he's in town. We've shown you that he was at the UN thing, of course, in his muscle shirt or whatever, that super, super tight T-shirt that he wears all the time.
Shirt.
Yeah, okay. Is that what it was?
Yes.
It was a dress T-shirt?
Dress polo T-shirt.
Which, by the way, Pat, I don't want to air any grievances here, but when you left, Jeffy still thinks he wore 2 shirts. We had an argument, like a 2-hour argument off air because he was wearing 2 different shirts from the one that he was sitting in the audience to when he made a speech.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't. And he will
it
not
was clearly the
let
same
it go.
shirt. We're talking about Zelensky wore the same shirt in the audience that he did when he gave his speech to
I had to
UN.
bring 3 different
he
computer screens.
insisted.
3 different computer screens, 4 different angles.
Right.
He said, "Oh no, that's a different shirt." So annoying.
Okay, well, first of all, I have the pictures right here.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Pictures right
First
here.
of all, yeah, and the pictures tell the story. Same shirt. That's the story.
There's the shirt where he's sitting. Long sleeve, tee. Okay. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Let's see the other one.
Let's see the vastly different shirt. Trying to block the glare here. All right. So the vastly different shirt. Do we have it?
Oh,
Where he's standing
no.
at the podium.
Wonder why? Because it's the same shirt.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
That's why we don't have it, because it's...
Oh, there it is right there. That's a
There it
different
is.
shirt.
Right there.
That's a different shirt.
No.
That's a
so
different shirt.
clearly the same
That is
one.
a different shirt.
Okay. We have more fun to get into.
That's so stupid.
Like John Fetterman. John Fetterman is the second most absent member of the United States Senate. He has been absent 33% of the time. 33.4 to be precise. Doesn't show up for votes. Almost 34% of the time.
Does that have to do with the time that he was off, though? You know, I saw that number.
Some of it
and
is.
I thought,
Not all of it.
I thought that I think, and you know, obviously
he was gone 85% of the votes during his time in the insane asylum or wherever he was.
Okay.
But he's done the same thing since he got back. So it all adds
I
up
thought we were fine.
33.4.
So I guess
yeah, that's
we're
what I
not
thought
fine.
too. He's doing his job, you know.
The 95, 95, 95.
Right. Exactly. And he continues to talk about things you just can't argue with.
He's out there fighting for the UAW.
Right.
My message to the CEOs is, it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? It's just crazy. I don't understand it. It's just like, do what's right for the union, in this nation.
Okay. Right. Again, inarguable.
Hey, Bob Casey.
John Fetterman.
Okay, so he's only second. He's the second most absent. Who if you were pressed to identify the number one person who's most absent, who would you think that is? You saw the story. Then you can't,
so I think it's Feinstein.
Yes. It's Dianne Feinstein. But you're from Puerto Rico, so I guess you would go Stein, right?
Yeah, the key to the Caribbean.
The key to the Caribbean. That's nice. Okay.
The keys to the Caribbean.
So Feinstein's missed 46.3% of votes this session. 46.3. But there's nothing wrong there,
And when she's there, they just vote.
Yep. Yeah, she tried to explain things and she couldn't. And they're like, just vote. Just vote. Just vote nay.
Just say,
or whatever it was.
Say yes.
Just
say yes.
Was it yes?
I think it was just say yes.
I think it was. So she's been gone 46.3% of the time. Fetterman 33.4% of the time. But don't let that bother you. Do they really need to be there? No.
Well, look, Biden's been gone for 40% of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Or
that
more
is true.
Than almost 50% of the time. So what do they got to be there for?
Very true. Very true. They don't. And they're all almost equally useless at this point. So go ahead and just stay home permanently. That would be nice. We'll just say sayonara.
You know what? In fact,
bye-bye.
Please, just stay.
Stay home. Yes. We're going to grant you a little extra leave. Stay home the rest of your life. Okay? All right. I got to tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust because this is a service. It's a free one to you that we just match you with the best realtor in your area. Somebody who's got a great track record. And they do more than just, all right, let's do another open house this weekend so that you can vacate the house and keep it immaculately clean every minute of every day.
We need balloons on the mailbox.
That'll do it. Yeah, if you want something more than that, go to realestateagentsitrust.com and you will find a great agent for you in your area. realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Supposedly, the Hollywood writer's strike is just about to end. It may officially end today.
That's what they claim. They claim that they left their meeting when it was they felt good about it, that it was going to come to an end.
Yeah. So after their meeting yesterday, that's what they said.
We'll see. We'll see. They've all backed off, right? Bill Maher was supposed to. He said, "I'm just going to do my show," and Drew Barrymore, "I'm just going to do my show," because they're all getting a little wound up, a little testy, and then they decided Drew and Bill Maher both then bent the knee. Now I don't know if they bent the knee because they felt they came out saying that they were, looks like they're going to probably work something out, and I'm behind them still, so I'm not going to do my show. Saying Drew Barrymore the same way. I don't know if they decided that way for real or if no one would work. None of the workers were all like, how are you going to do that? Because we're not working.
Yeah.
But they all are struggling a lot, and something has to be done.
It's time to end this thing.
Yes.
It's been going on over 100 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're well past
and
that.
It halted production on quite a few shows and movies, including Netflix's Stranger Things, Disney and Marvel's Blade, and Paramount's Evil. I don't know the Evil thing. Are you aware of that?
Evil? Yeah. But they still have. We've gotten some new content still that was done, and they were done prior to the strike, which has been nice. I feel like maybe there's a couple of shows that we've kind of snuck in there, like the Taylor Sheridan, Bass Reeves that's coming out. I think that's starting.
Oh, that's about that sheriff that's
in Oklahoma. It's going to be an awesome show. But I don't. I mean, they obviously said, hey, we were done filming and everything by the strike. But okay, all right, whatever you say.
Well, Warner Brothers Discovery, the owner of the TV and film studio, as well as the largest portfolio of pay TV networks, warned investors of the effects of the strike earlier this month when they adjusted their earnings expectations. This has really hit these companies hard. Couldn't happen to nicer people, though, could it? It really couldn't. The company said it now expects its adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization will take a hit of $300 to $500 million.
And I would venture to say that it's going to be more than that, because if they continue, right? If they continue, there are so many shows and so many things that will be canceled, and the surrounding companies that are involved in making movies and making shows are all hurting, because it's just it's a colossal, huge pile of crap. When all of them strike, and I want everybody to get what they deserve, but at some point,
let's get back to work so we can have an entertainment on our shows. New entertainment
and entertainment. Okay? Yeah, and you know what, you writers, I know you think you all do a great job, but maybe take it easy on trying to force things down our throat on these shows. How about that?
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah,
I know we're all in love with writers and their work, but let's.
The Jennifer Aniston show,
the morning show, fantastic.
And yet they have become virtually unwatchable with their rhetoric on climate change and abortion, and
all those new shows. I mean, my wife forces me to watch a lot of the newer shows that come out. And they all. You just have to overlook it.
I know.
I
couldn't. I couldn't. I tried to do it and tried to watch it.
So you didn't finish season 2?
No, I think I went all the way through. This is season 3.
Now, they just came out last week. Yeah.
Season 3. All bets are off on the politics.
I'll be watching the show.
They're just jamming it down your throat
with
now.
My wife, and I was okay. And she just
can we stop with
she'll
this?
Just pause it and say, if you're not gonna just sit
and enjoy
leave.
it,
just leave.
I ignored it the first couple of times, and then
it's never ending though.
And it just kept happening. So I let it. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Bye.
Climate change, abortion. There's always, of course, that person is gay. Of course, that person is married to someone of a different race, skin color. It's just, of course they are. Just of course. Okay. Yep. You know what? Families all look like that. Every couple that's gay are of different races and have adopted 8 kids from all around the world. Good for them.
Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes I think they really they say to themselves, "Hey, how many different specialty groups can we jam into this one person?" And they do.
And they do.
And they do. Yeah, it's great. You know what VidAngel needs now? They do the language and sex and gore. So
I don't want any of that.
They also need to have a category for liberal bullcrap. How much of that do you want to edit out? All of it.
Then you don't have anything to watch.
I know.
It'll be just the intro and the credits.
And then the credits.
If you think Hollywood loves VidAngel now, go ahead and put that in.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. Well, don't mess with their art.
Well, I tend to agree with that. But.
It's so artistic to say the F word 1,400 times during a show. And we can't not show breasts and buttocks. We can't. It is so artistic. And never do we do it for titillation. It's art.
Okay. All right. Shut up.
It's art in the first 2 episodes, and then it's not art anymore. They take it away. Very disappointing.
Oh, do they?
Oh, it ticks me off so bad.
The first 2 episodes? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they get me hooked on a show so good because they have so many.
And then they're done.
So many great scenes.
Yeah.
With people's buttocks and their breasts, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm waiting another 6-7 episodes and nothing happening. I'm like, I have to go back and watch the first 2 all over again.
What you need is the opposite of VidAngel, where you take out all content that isn't nudity, sex, violence, or the F word. Right? Wouldn't that be right up your alley?
I mean, would I watch it? Yes.
Oh, wait, there is something already. It's called porn. So
the dialogue in porn isn't quite up to snuff. But,
all right.
The ones that I like to create definitely have dialogue.
Yeah, I bet. All right. Speaking of Hollywood and actors and actresses and singers, read a story this morning that really informed me and maybe changed my life.
Really?
Yeah. Cher stopped eating cheese in 1991.
Yeah, a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
1991.
32 years ago, Jeffy. So that's why she's aging so beautifully now, according to the article.
Wow.
Well, that.
Okay.
And a buttload of plastic surgery.
She's 77 now.
77. Uh-huh.
I was looking
But she could easily pass for 75. Easily.
I don't know that that's actually true.
You know?
Okay.
Okay, 76 and a half. She could get away with telling people, I'm only 76 and a half. You go, yeah, okay, I could see that. Sure. But she's attributing her longevity and her incredible looks to the fact that she gave up cheese. I mean, is life even worth living?
I mean, of course
if
not.
you give up cheese? No, it's not.
And she said she drinks less milk.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little dairy issue. And she opted for brown rice over white rice.
Good decision.
And she satisfied her sweet tooth with fruit, like bananas, papaya, nectarines.
I can relate to that.
And her meals often included vegetables, pastas, and legumes.
Okay.
And so she's just eating so healthy.
Yeah.
Eating so healthy. But I will say that number one on that list was cutting cheese from her diet.
Okay. Whatever.
This is Cher speaking now, not me.
Yeah.
I think cheese is one of the worst things for the body. It doesn't digest well. And most cheeses are too high in fat and cholesterol. So.
Well, if Cher said it, it's so. And if Cher didn't say it, it doesn't exist. So you can take all of this right to the bank. As of today, I'm going to go cheeseless.
What?
Yeah, till about noon.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe 12:30. I might get home that early. But as soon as my moratorium on cheese ends.
Could probably Uber Eats a block in here for you if you'd like.
You know, that's not a bad idea, really. Call Uber Eats and let's order.
Got it, Grandpa. I will get on that. I will call Uber Eats right now. Do you have a number? Yellow Pages.
Okay, smart guy.
Okay.
Mr. Gate Watcher.
Okay,
all right.
thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. I watched, and I saw a thing. We've got to get to this in overtime.
Thank you for your service of watching the gate
we appreciate
open and close.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Keeping everyone safe. I was looking at a story about the F-35. We've got to talk about this. We didn't get to the Fat Five today, and we'll get to it. But in the story about the F-35, there's an update from the F-35, and we actually have a witness to the crash.
Okay,
from a local news story, which I'm a huge fan of local news stories. But there's photos of the military. Guarding the road that leads people to where the plane crashed.
Yeah.
And there's two military guys sitting on a chair with their head down behind the road closed sign. I thought for sure it was Chris.
Oh, those are my people. That's what we do.
Sure
we grab a chair and go to sleep.
Thank you.
But what is the update on the F-35? What more information do we have?
Well,
Any?
one of the things that we know,
yeah,
and I've got to play the witness talking about the crash. But one of the updates is that apparently the military is taking notes from NASA because it's reported that part of the problem from the crash was weather. So. That's what it said. It said now the military officials have not released a specific reason, but you can hear a report from the county emergency medical services where you hear a voice on there saying the pilot, he was unsure of where his plane crashed because he lost it in the weather.
Lost it in the weather.
So.
Well, and I will say this: we've known since the invention of the F-35 that you can only fly it on sunny days, right? Sunny days.
I guess that's true.
And the temperature has to be, I believe, between 72 and 77 degrees.
If you want it to fly when it's cloudy, that's going to be $200 million.
Well, it can't. We can't fly it on a cloudy day. You can't. Just like NASA can't launch.
I know.
F-35s can't fly. So, all right, we'll do the Fat Five, perhaps in overtime coming up here, and much, much more.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.